India's aviation sector is once again under the spotlight. And this time, it involves a serious lapse by Air India Express. The airline has come under fire for failing to comply with a critical European safety directive, one that was issued to prevent possible engine failures on its Airbus A320 aircraft. The directive came from EASA, the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, back in 2023. It required airlines to replace potentially defective components inside the CFM LEAP 1A engine, parts like seals and rotating elements that, if left unchecked, could cause a catastrophic failure mid-flight. These are not routine maintenance tasks, they're targeted safety actions meant to prevent known risks. But according to India's aviation regulator, the DGCA, Air India Express simply didn't do it, at least not on time. Even more troubling, they updated their internal software system to make it look like the work had been completed when it hadn't. The aircraft involved, registered as VT-ATD, continued flying commercial routes, including international destinations like Dubai and Muscat. This wasn't just a missed deadline, it was a breach of trust. Maintenance records were altered. That's a serious offense in aviation, where transparency and documentation are key to safety. The DGCA launched an audit and found clear failures in the airline's internal checks. As a result, Air India Express removed its quality manager and suspended its deputy airworthiness officer. The airline later blamed a record migration error, saying data was lost or misfiled during a system update. But for many, that explanation feels more like damage control than accountability. And unfortunately, this isn't an isolated incident. Over the past year, regulators reported 23 safety violations across Indian airlines. Of those, 3 were tied to Air India Express and 8 involved Air India itself. The issues ranged from overdue inspections to breaches in pilot duty time limits. It paints a worrying picture, not just of one mistake, but of a pattern. Then came the tragic Air India crash in June 2025, involving a Boeing 787 Dreamliner in Ahmedabad. While that case is still under investigation, it has only increased scrutiny on how the entire Air India Group handles safety. Experts aren't mincing their words. Former legal advisor to India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, Vibhuti Singh, called Air India Express's actions a grave mistake. He warned that ignoring directives from EASA or any major aviation body puts passengers at unnecessary risk. These aren't optional guidelines. They're hard-learned lessons from past failures designed to save lives. So far, neither Airbus nor CFM International, the engine's manufacturer, have commented publicly. And both the DGCA and EASA have stayed silent. But regulators don't need to speak loudly to act firmly. And that leads to a much bigger question. With a proven case of non-compliance and with forged maintenance records now on the record, will EASA consider banning Air India Express from flying into European airspace? Right now, that decision hasn't been made. But if more such lapses come to light, the consequences could be far-reaching, not just for one airline, but for the credibility of India's entire aviation sector. This is no longer about a single aircraft or a software glitch. It's about trust, responsibility, and whether the people who operate and oversee our skies are living up to the standards the flying public expects and deserves. Last but not least, thank you for watching our video. This is your reporter Raghav from Shanko Play News. Signing off before I get grounded for talking too much. Until next time, keep your tray tables stored, your curiosity cruising, and your humor at 30,000 feet. Catch you in the next video.